what's up? This is Odolena from Odolena Digital, and today I want to talk about the differences between marketing and sales. I started as a salesperson and then I worked for the same organization in the marketing team, managing Google ads, Facebook ads, all PPC campaigns. Often these two teams are very tight together in a business, and very often they don't understand each other, and I'll outline the reasons why. First of all, the marketers are focusing on telling a story versus the salesperson is focusing on asking questions. Why is this? Well, the marketer wants to provoke interest in potential customers with explaining the story behind the product. They want to create interesting content, let's say blog posts or Instagram posts, whereas the salesperson is used to asking questions, to challenging the others, to talking to the client and really trying to extract important information. So the marketer is trying to provide the content, the information, best features, the happy stories, whereas the salesperson is trying to get out of the customer what are their needs, what they want to do, how they can win them. So there is a major difference. Then the bright side versus the full picture. So this is a very dangerous zone. If you're a marketer, it's very, very easy for you to get lost on the bright side of things, because let's say you're focusing on creating testimonials, so you will only speak to the happy customers, right? You are focusing on showing the latest stats that show the company in positive light. You are doing these campaigns that are showing really successful examples of this product or service. Whereas if you're a salesperson, you'll deal with everything. Every salesperson here would agree that actually most of your time will be spent with people that are not so happy, because they will make you trouble, they will ask for your opinion, they will challenge you. Very often in first interactions they might challenge the product, ask you maybe they had bad experience or heard negative feedback from someone else. So you are tending to see a lot more. You see the full picture, and sometimes the problem with marketers, they would either lose this full picture and just focus on the bright side, and the problem with the salespeople is that they would lose the adequate understanding and focus just on the negative. So a lot of salespeople tend to get disillusioned or cynical at some point just because they have seen way too much negativity and they have not paid too much attention on the positive, which is usually more than the negative. Then there is the pull versus the push. So as I mentioned, the marketer's job is to pull people towards this product. Let's say I create this campaign which is super interesting information, it's really grabbing your attention, you want to know more about this, it's sparkling this spark of the interest, but you're not ready to buy. Reports by Salesforce recently say that it will take maybe 6 to 8 interactions for customers to make a decision. So this is where the salesperson comes and pushes you. So you're pulled by the marketer's data, information, campaign, and then comes the salesperson to finish the job, to push you through, to make a decision, to get the sale, to get the money in the bank. So it's a very, very different approach and thinking. Then there is maths versus arts. So some would argue that actually the marketing side is the art, but I would disagree on this one. Particularly if you are a digital marketer, if you deal with PPC campaigns like Google ads, Facebook ads, if you deal with social media, Twitter, Instagram campaigns, you are very focused on numbers. So you have usually a budget that you have to distribute and you are looking for return. So a marketer would always think about return of investment, return on ad spend, cost per click, cost per 1,000 impressions. These will be metrics that are kind of lighting in their head, like they're really important. And they would analyze and spend a lot of time on understanding where they should allocate budget, where they should focus on. Whereas the salesperson is a bit of a performer. Whenever you step into a meeting with a client, you are actually doing something like an arts performance. You have to improvise often. You don't know what to expect. In many cases, the customer might react in a way that you didn't expect. So you have to adapt. And you will see that a lot of salespeople actually have a bit of a quirky personality. They are easy with people, they kind of tell jokes, very adaptable. Whereas the marketer becomes a very calculating and a little bit of a cold machine over time, just because their work requires this. Then you see the long term versus the immediate. This is a very, very big difference. So if you're a marketer, you're looking in the next 5 years. You're building the brand. You don't look for results tomorrow or yesterday. You want to actually create solid experience. You have kind of the whole picture. You're looking maybe in different geographical regions. Whereas if you're a salesperson, you want your market to perform tomorrow or the end of the quarter or the deadline or whatever your target is. And when you come to a marketer to speak about this, they would not understand you. They would not make a campaign just for your region to perform best or just for this one customers that you're going to get if marketing helps you with. So this is kind of like a very, very big clash of philosophy. Then you have talking to the multitudes versus the personal approach, which I touched on in the previous point. So if you're a marketer, you have this power weapons like Facebook or Google, YouTube, and these are actually tools to be used to the masses. So you would target, yes, of course you will have your targeting and an audience which is, let's say, in your demographics, but you will target a multitude of people. Let's say if you're launching a Facebook campaign, 50,000 users is the minimum that you need in order to have a good reach and a good amount of leads. Whereas if you are a salesperson, you cannot talk to 60,000 people. You talk to one after one after one at a time, and meeting after meeting after meeting, call after call, presentation after presentation. So your approach is much more tailored, much more personalized, and you're trying to tailor everything to the taste of every individual, and you try to break into a very, very small segments, all the audiences. Whereas the marketer will have these personas, which are maybe 5 or 4 personas, which are the kind of the typical client and their needs, but they are not going to over segment because they don't have the tools to target so nichely. If you want to make an impact with a weapon like digital marketing, you have to be prepared to generalize a little bit your message and to work with a persona rather than an individual. And then product versus people. It's kind of summarizing everything that I said so far. The marketers will focus on the product every single time. They will focus on making the main features of the product shine. They will focus on really talking about the benefits, the best stories about the customer, about this service or product. Whereas the salesperson will focus on the people. How do I talk to this person? How do I convince this individual? How do I actually understand more about this market? And actually I see very often now there is a bit of a merge between these two, which is really great when marketers start focusing more on the people, on the clients. They would share video testimonials or blog articles about success stories. They would try to focus not too much on the product. And I think this is a positive trend, as if essentially we are people and we are attracted to the stories of people. So this is all from me. These are my 7 differences between marketing and sales. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I'll be happy to have a bit of a discussion. Subscribe to my channel. Check the other videos that I've created about sales and marketing. There is a new video coming up every single week. I will be sharing more. Follow me on social media. You have all my LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram accounts below this video. See you next week with another video. This is all from me. Thank you for watching.